Hi everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. No, we are not going to be baking challah today. Trust me, you wouldn't want to see me attempt that. Instead, I thought that we could spend a few moments talking about one of the most notable phrases in the Torah. It comes from this week's Parsha, and the phrase is, Kedoshim tihiyu, ki kadosh ani Adonai Elohechem. You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. In fact, it's not just a phrase, it's a commandment. The you shall gives that away. So how might we view this mitzvah, you shall be holy? Well, we could view it as a reminder that we are each sacred vessels, that we should carry ourselves in life with the confidence of knowing that we each have value, that we each have something unique to contribute to society, to the world. We can also view the commandment as a call to walk in God's ways. What does it mean to walk in God's ways? A well-known Talmudic text puts it this way: just as God clothes the naked, you too should clothe the naked. Just as God visits the sick, you too should visit the sick. Just as God comforts those who mourn, you too should comfort those who mourn. And just as God buries the dead, you too should bury the dead. According to this text, to attain real holiness, to walk the ways of God, we must be present in times of profound vulnerability and struggle. If you really want to serve God, learn to care for people in moments of deep suffering. Judaism alerts us to the fact that this can be intensely hard work, which is why it must become a labor of love. You know, there are just 4 instances in the Torah when we are commanded to love, ve'ahavta. To be sure, there are several other instances when love is mentioned, when it is expressed. God acknowledges Abraham's love for his son Isaac right before Abraham is commanded to sacrifice his son. But a commandment to love, just 4 instances. 2 of them are commandments to love God, like in the Shema, and the other 2 are found in this week's Parsha. And who are the recipients of this God-commanded love? Not parents, not spouses, or children, or teachers. The first one, ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love your neighbor or fellow as yourself. And the second one, perhaps even more surprisingly, about the ger, the stranger that dwells among us, ve'ahavta lo kamocha, love the stranger as yourself, for you too were strangers in the land of Egypt. One might question the Torah's choices. Love our neighbors and the strangers who reside among us, but our family, Well, perhaps the Torah senses that striving to love our immediate family, though not always easy these days when we're cooped up with them 24/7, still comes far more naturally than to love those we don't really know well at all. And yet, the Torah cautions us, embrace those people, do not forsake them. To those who are now out of work, to the elderly neighbor who is surely lonely in isolation, the landscapers, construction workers, our mail carriers, hospital workers of all kinds. If there are any children watching this video, even to classmates who might be struggling with online learning, bring love to them all. Martin Buber offers a possible reason why. Just before the commandment to love your neighbor, we are commanded not to take vengeance on our fellow. Buber asserts that this connection teaches us that all human beings are part of the same body, that to hurt another person is in fact to hurt a part of oneself. In that vein, the neighbor and the stranger are connected to us as being creations of God. True, we may not befriend every one of our neighbors, every stranger out there, but a fundamental love for the sake of humanity and human dignity is crucial, is critical to the pursuit of holiness and walking in God's ways. Thinking that you haven't done enough of this recently? Well, I have some good news. The commentator Sfat Emet notes that there is no limit to the pursuit of holiness. One cannot wake up one morning and simply declare, well, I am as holy as I need to be, no more sacred work for me to do in my life. I've reached my quota of walking in God's ways. No, rather, the pursuit should last a lifetime. The challenge to really love the stranger, to run toward and care for the ill, to walk in God's ways by clothing the naked is a limitless pursuit. If you did it yesterday, do it again today. And if you didn't do it yesterday, well, the door to this sacred work remains open and ready for you to walk through. I'm not usually one for silver linings in the face of a pandemic. After all, a pandemic is a pandemic. It sucks. And it's okay for things to suck sometimes. But in heeding the lessons of the Parsha, maybe this does warrant a silver lining. That if you find yourself healthy, stable, doing okay, the path to walk in God's ways right now is clearer than ever. The door is wide open. So let's get to it together. Shabbat Shalom.